What's up, confessors? Oh, what's up, my peoples? We are here for another live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage Detroit. We gonna get into it tonight, okay? But let me bring up my lovely co-host, Miss Dina, aka Christina. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey y'all, hey.
And y'all enjoy this quick rethink, and we gonna get it. Okay. We is gonna start off with, of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville. We gonna keep it right in order. So we've got Kyle and Kimmy's combo continued, and you know what? I'm really not understanding. I feel like it's almost these two ladies are at two different conversations almost.
It is. It is. It was very weird to me because I'm like, girl, you know what you said. You said that they was dating before your marriage was done. Now, was they dating? Was they dating exclusively? Was they rolling around in the hay? That's semantics. But you said what you said. So don't sit up here and act like you could have just said in that moment or that conversation, I was hurt or that's how I felt.
Yeah.
And maybe and then say what later on down the line Maurice pointed out the timeline and I realized that that's not the case, or whatever. All she kept saying was, oh, I never said you was a side chick, but you didn't say it in those exact words. You alluded to it, which of course the people of the masses are going to run off with any little dirty tidbit they can find. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
There is that. I see it like this. I feel that Kiowa is hurt. I feel that maybe Kiowa still maybe wishes she had the whole original unit together, still the family with Maurice the Monster.
No,
And yeah, she did
no,
say
the
that.
first part. I think at the time she might have been the one to want for the relationship dissolve, but they pressed forward. But I really don't think that she was the one. Like, I think the reconciliation ideology was only on her side. Let's say that. And then, but I don't think, because now I don't remember the episode. I don't remember the episode where her new husband was there, so I don't know who he is or what he looks like or anything of that nature. But
well, as I found out, I guess she married, because I showed it the other last week where she had married Maurice's sister, I guess. I don't know, but they know each other for a
right.
while.
But what I'm saying is,
Some degree of separation.
I don't know how long they've been together or the case, or however long she got a new husband.
Well, there has been is at least around at least 2 years.
Right. So, but anyway,
Kimmy and
she got
Maurice
a
only
new
been
husband,
together.
and he's well versed enough with them to sit in on a parent meeting as well.
Yeah, he's cool.
So my process is with that. I think initially when all this was going on, it might be a little bit of jealousy that, hey, I should be in that place. But as I sit back and look at it, when you see the hell that somebody else goes through and how, they dissect everybody's relationship, their hair, their clothes, and the way they talk or whatever, the blogs, the fans, the everybody, she might be sitting back like, well, shit, I'm glad it ain't me. Cause they would have told her down from the down to the floor, just like they do everybody else on the show. I wouldn't want it to be me.
I mean, and it could also be, even though Kiowa hasn't said anything, like she said, she's never said she was a side chick or anything. But also, you could be the type of girl like, I did want to get back with my husband, and you did cock block me, because that's, to me, that's what she did. She didn't interfere with the marriage because it was already over.
over.
She cock blocked you because at that point you need to get this man
Yeah.
all over again, because he is no longer yours after you sign these papers.
Basically,
He is gone after that already. So you trying to get this man all over again. So all Kimmy has done the most is cock block you, and so at this
she just
point,
blocked. You was shooting that last free throw at
you
the
was
buzzer and it
trying,
got
but
blocked.
you missed.
That's
You
what
missed.
happened.
And so I feel that maybe, just maybe, she feeling like, hey, she took that moment from me. I don't care what happened to it. Like, this her karma. Like, yeah, she wasn't, but I don't care enough to say nothing. I'm laughing and having fun watching it in her demise. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I wish Kimmy would have also had the same conversation that she had with Maurice when she was like, I was down here fighting for Kiuwhaaaaat. I was letting you know what a single mom would be feeling so that you could better communicate with her to facilitate all this going the way that it's supposed to go. And I, not for Kimmy to be tooting her own horn or anything, but I really wish she would have expressed that to Kiuwhaaaaat, like, I've been on your side. Don't always think I support everything stupid that comes out of Maurice's mouth. When y'all was at war or whatever they want to call it or whatever they was doing, you know what I'm saying? I was fighting for you because, I was a single mom before I met Maurice. I was trying to give him some insight on the possibilities, not how you feel, but the possibilities of what you might feel, so that this whole situation could transpire a lot smoother. And she should have came with that as well. You know what I'm saying? At the end, they was kind of laughing, and they should be like, hey girl, I got your back. I got your back. You know what I'm saying? And she said they raising a young king, and they need to be supportive of each other in the process. I'm not saying they got to be besties and go have spa days together or nothing like that, but for the common goal, hey, let's get on the same page. And Maurice is stupid. We know he's stupid. So let's
Maurice is really not paying attention, busy avoiding and doing everything else.
He's smart.
That's what his problem is. But the best thing he did was when he had that conversation with Monster.
That's why I say he's smart, stupid.
That right there.
If they put it in, like, okay, so he used to cut hair and he had all these jobs and he then became a lawyer, blah blah blah, whatever. So he has the ability to learn and become smart, intelligent, and make a living. Okay. So do we got to put How to Raise Monster in a book and tell him that he got to take a bar for it? Like, I don't know. Do we got to tell him to respect his wife's feelings about not bending it and bending over and taking it? Do we got to put that in a book and tell him there's a test afterwards? Like, I don't know how he's going to get it. And it's irritating my nerves. And I think he got a little bit of it because he was still doing the lecture thing. But I was proud of him for saying, hey, if this ain't working for you, or you need to learn a different way, or you need to be talked to a different way, it's okay for you to say that. So he's getting there, but I don't know. Put it in a book and tell him there's a test later. Maybe he'll get it right.
Baby, let's reread this comments. I feel like I've been avoiding BB. Hey, girl, hey. Hi, I am done with the show. I don't care about what Kim is going through. She is delusional. How dare you tell Kyla she has no integrity? Yeah, that was a big one. I was like, well, damn, is that how you feel? And what's up, Diggs BTW7? Has Kimmy lost her ever living mind and not questioned that beige milk did hate husband? Kyla's perspective is totally different, and Maurice could have been keeping his baby mama around. I mean, he could have, but no. I mean, if he wanted to keep her around, he would have stayed where he was. I don't think he really wants to keep her around. But I think he should want to keep her around. Maybe not for that reason, but for Monster.
Right.
He should want to keep her around. So husband and her need to come on through. So if y'all are in the chat, please hit the like button. $3.99. It's all. That's all it is. Also, Kimmy's confessional: Kiuwhaaaaat did not apologize and will not. If Kiuwhaaaaat doesn't have integrity, then Tisha, Marcel, or Martel don't either. I mean, integrity has went out the window a long time on
Right.
this show in so many ways. But still, I mean, it is what it is. But the most thing with having the most best scene that had integrity this episode was that scene between Monster and Maurice. And Monster whooped Maurice ass in that game. Shout out to Monster because he whooped his ass. Where he did. But Monster finally opened up a little bit too. And that's another thing. Maybe if Maurice took more time than just taking him to school and actually talk to him, be that male figure, talk to your son. Your son is at that age where he needs his father to mold him and help him mold into the man that he's going to try to want to be and grow up. Like, this is a crucial age. So Maurice really needs to get up on it instead of trying to get up on Kimmy.
I wonder how many people he had to go to ask what is spending time besides driving his son back and forth to school and dropping him off at whatever activities or whatever. Like, just because y'all in the same car, you that's not, you need to make a conscious effort. So yeah, the going to play basketball. Now, I don't know if he let Monster beat him or he just really that bad at playing or whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
He might be.
There's time and then there's quality time. And so I think he needs to step his game up to the quality time, because you can sit in the same room with a person and never speak. Y'all not spending time together. Now, once y'all engage on what's going on in the TV, or y'all spark some conversations about whatever's going on in the world with you or whatever, then that's totally different.
Yeah. And I feel that maybe Monster's in, if Monster actually received what Maurice told him and puts it to use and shows it in his actions, and Maurice notices that, and maybe Maurice will realize, like, damn, maybe that talk I had with my son, just me that did that, was able to help him, and maybe that'll click and be like, okay, I do realize I need to do this more. So even though, Maurice needs to do his part, but it starts with him. But, hopefully, Monster needs, should follow. So that's that. Okay, let's progress to the next topic. What else is on here? Stormy and Mel finally have a conversation, and just them two. And I was actually very proud of them, because I was actually very proud of Mel, because she wasn't stanky acting like she has been in the past seasons. Like I said, Mel is really more zen. She got some type of zen this season. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is going on with her, but whatever it is, it's working. If it's a new man, girl, keep him. For real. Whatever it
new
is.
Man, no man, whatever it is. But she had to back down a little bit, because if you ain't got no friends and you ain't got nobody to film with you, then you gonna be stuck behind the camera being a producer.
I mean, she got Nell now. She got Nell Fletcher.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but they popped up a time or two here and there in the past, right? But nobody else is like her friend of the cast. You didn't alienate Tiffany. Yeah, you didn't alienate everybody, but Tiffany, you half-ass alienating Stormy. So, and any other time there's conversations, people are tolerating you.
True, that's a good word. That's a good way to put it. Yes, that is. But hopefully they can go forward and be cordial, because I don't see why not at this point. I mean, as long as Miss Betty stay away and she don't bring Miss Betty to nothing else, we gonna be cool. They can be cool. But the whole thing between, I don't know what it is with the moms that just want to come for mail all the time. You got Miss Wanda that want to come for mail. Miss Marlene be coming for mail, not to her face, but when she be talking to Martell. But Miss Marlene has came for mail to her face before. The last time Miss Marlene and Mel had a conversation, yeah, she did. So who else Mama has came, and Miss Betty now. So it's like that's 3 for 3. And now her own mama, Miss Van, has not been on the shows, this whole entire season, and like the last half of the last season. So we all know that she said that she's not going to be returning or coming back.
Yeah, I don't think
But
she wants that liability anymore. She trying to keep Miss Van off the screen so everybody can stop talking about her and Mark.
Right. Really, Kimmy, let's not really address the picture that Marcel released and the linebacker questions, but he talking about the side chick, not side chick question from season 1. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, yeah, because it's always been a thing between the group, within the group, a joke, supposedly, allegedly, whatever you want to say, that Kimmy is the side chick. So, I mean, it is what it is. If
Well,
the
I
therapist
think
were
I think they
trying,
all hoes, because here's the thing. This one thing I do know about men. If one doing it, they all doing it, flocking together. And I'm not saying all out in the open like in Huntsville, but if one dude is bringing his hoe to Atlanta, all the other dudes brought their hoes to Atlanta or Vegas,
no, it ain't gonna just be one that does it. That's
right.
weird. That
That's
doesn't
weird,
happen.
because then everybody looking at you like, see, first of all, when you doing dirt, everybody got to do the same amount of dirt, so nobody can say nothing, right? So if Martell was the only one to bring Ariane to Atlanta, what if one of the dudes had brought their wife? So we already had a conversation. This is the hoes trip. Okay, we gonna be hoes. We bringing our hoes. So ain't nobody bringing no
I don't think that even
wives,
needs to
and
be
everybody doing the
said.
same
When they
amount
go
of
to
dirt.
Atlanta, they
So nobody
hoeing.
can go back and be like, "Hey, Tisha, Martell was in Atlanta with a hoe," because you know what? Then Martell gonna tell you I was with a hoe, or he gonna say Marcel was with a hoe, or Mark was with a hoe, whatever the case was. So they all
Yep.
out there doing the same amount of dirt. Now, some people are more discreet than others. Now, see, if Martell would have been a random hoe, which I believe the rest are randoms, which means you didn't hit that less than 5 times. Okay, so they didn't bought random hoes, or they picked up hoes in Atlanta or whatever, or flew some in from some undisclosed location and made them sign an NDA. Martell bought the hoe he been sleeping with for umpteen years, then had however many unalive babies, and then finally she gonna get a baby. So yeah, that's not the chick that you bring that's feeling like she's on the same level as your wife and got the right to say something.
That's the problem. When these men get with these side chicks and they put them on this level that they feel that they got this authority and privilege.
Yeah, see, I like that comment BB said. Dina ain't lied once. Men cheat together, women cheat alone. Because let me tell you something. If I know a bunch of married women and I know they all got hoes, I'm not calling up and be like, let's have a girls trip and we bring our hoes. Y'all gonna see us on a girls trip and the hoes stay in the room. Like, who was it when they went? Oh, when they was filming Love and Hip Hop, and Safari and Erica Mena had just got together, but she had beef with somebody on the cast. So they was down in Puerto Rico or whatever, and she stayed in the room the whole time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boom. That's what would have been happening if the girls trip going to girls. Y'all not ain't gonna be none of y'all toes posted. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of y'all randomly dancing with us at the club or whatever. Yeah, y'all go do y'all guys things. We gonna do our girls thing. I'll meet you back at the room. We ain't even going to dinner out in public together. If women were to cheat together, but 9 times out of 10, we going on a girls trip. Well, I'm going on a girls trip with my hoe, and y'all hoes better act like y'all know what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't feel sorry for Stormy. Destiny told her what happened to her. Also, what the F is an S spelled. She's just so intelligent to speak like that. Yeah, she has a speech impediment. She's, you
But
know
she can
what?
say
What was
this one I don't understand. You say other words with the EX correctly. Like you say
well,
excuses
it
correctly.
doesn't, but it matters with the flow of it. I mean, that works differently for different people. I
It
guess
works
I
my
don't know, but
nerves all the
I've
time.
seen it before, and so, but what was I looking at? Someone had said um that they don't feel sorry for, or they were talking about Kimmy, and they say Kimmy is nothing but. Hold on, it was somewhere in Threads. Hold on. This whole Threads thing I'm trying to learn and get into on Instagram is really weird.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't even got that far.
It's Threads. You should be getting these notifications. See, I don't even know where it is now because I'm into something else. But someone has said that Kimmy ain't nothing but Letitia without the speech impediment or something. They was dogging teaching because the fact that she was on TGIF, her and Maurice,
Right.
and
I saw that.
yeah, and Miss Funky Dineva was asking all the right questions, and everything that Maurice was saying was irritating the shit out of Claudia. It was
Yes.
crazy, and you could tell that Kimmy was irritated too. She
Yeah,
was
because
looking
she was
everywhere
looking
but
at
at
him
the
like,
camera.
you really said that? Because she was like, he did an interview. I ain't watched the interview. Then it like blew up or whatever. She's like, well, maybe I need to go watch the interview. And then she was like, you really said that? But I can't give that no more energy because, like I said, he's stupid smart. So
Yeah,
I'm not finna work my blood pressure over stupid.
and she sticked up for him anyway, even though we know she mad, but she stuck up for him
I
on
mean,
camera, and that's
together
what she
in
gonna do.
public, reprimand in private.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, she gonna stick up for him in public, but she gonna kick his ass about it in private. So I'm sure Maurice is not a happy man at home right now. People may say that Kimmy may have let it go, but y'all gotta understand they ain't gonna give y'all everything or give us
No.
whatever we
And
want to see.
we can read
But she
between
gonna
the
tear his
lines.
ass up when they get home.
You can read between the lines as well. Even though, like, I'll say, for example, like the fight we saw between Christina and Brandon on Love and Marriage DC, we not gonna get from Kimmy and Maurice.
No.
There's too much
No.
class and image involved. Way more image than these two.
They see, the thing about that is, it was always been said that there's always been a pact between Scott's 1.0, 2.0, that no matter what, we ain't putting our husbands out there like that, like
Right.
Mel did Martell. And that
Right.
was like a pact. And
Right.
I
And I
think that
totally get it.
has given, if it is the case that Maurice and Marcel do step out, that pact gives them so much girth to be able to do what they do, because even though if they are and people are putting it out there, they're not gonna say anything about it to them, not in public. So they still, it's like they're
And then another thing, if you not finna leave, then let that man cheat in peace. If you
that's what
not
I'm
finna leave,
saying.
there ain't
And
no.
that's
If
probably
you
what
not
they're
finna
letting them
leave,
do.
if you was not finna leave, there is no point in raising a whole big old fuss.
No, and that's
If you
probably
ain't
what
finna
they
leave,
let them do. They ain't gonna ever leave them, so they're gonna let them cheat in peace. Just let them. I don't believe Kimmy reprimands him at home. Maurice runs Kimmy in public and private. I don't think so. See, but I don't think. See, I just think it's weird. I think she knows, but he doesn't act the way Marceau does when it comes down to it. See, Maurice doesn't act in a malicious way. Maurice is a boy, you gotta say, he's very smart and calculated. So he does it in a different way. But Kimmy is also very smart and calculated. So she does it in a different way. It's kind of like, I don't even know the word I need to use right now, but they both know what each other is doing, I think. And I think that just works for them to get through what they getting through. But I want to see how every single, that's what I said. This is what needs to happen. Do an experiment, Carlos King, because I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville does need a pause. Put them on pause. Like Annie be putting the housewives on pause. Carlos King needs to put the whole show on pause for like maybe 2 years and then come back and see what's going on. Because I bet you it can be something different if you shut the cameras off and get the media out of their business and get the bloggers, us, out of their business and stop talking about their business. There would be something different going on. Pat Evans, they so fake. Welcome, Pat Evans. I don't feel no pain for any of them slick people. She called them slick people.
They're always getting accused of scamming and faking. So
I mean, and you've got a lot of stories on how everyone's a scammer in some way, shape, or form. Everyone don't file bankruptcy in some way, shape, or form. Everybody got a mug shot of some way, shape,
and
or form.
everybody renting houses, saying that they own them, living a fake. Look at all that. Kim and Croy, now they didn't call their divorce off, and you know what I'm saying. This person's house is rented, not real. I'm just.
Maurice is worse than Marcel. He doesn't have the joke factor to it. He throws tantrums. Kimmy has said it, and he always gets his way. You know what? That's true. She did say that before. I don't know. And it's just weird. I don't know. Please give the show a break for 2 years and come back. I bet you it's gonna be something completely different from everything. Okay, let's progress to the next because all we got. Courtney is his mom. We got to see another mom enter the chat on the show. Beautiful lady that she is.
She is gorgeous.
Very, very, very. The hair is laid.
Yes.
Laced, fronted all the way. But we got to see an emotional Courtney, and he, talks to his mom about, how he never wants to be a single father, and he never wants to have his son not have his father because he didn't have his, and she was a single mother and he doesn't want that.
Nor does he want to be a single
baby.
Nor does he want to be a single dad, because that could be a possibility if Stormy were to have another baby and something go wrong, then and the baby lived, then that situation of him raising 2 kids, and we all know the kids need both their parents. So
exactly, and I think that's what they're gonna touch more of. What we see a sneak peek of next week, because when they're in bed, they're having that conversation. He wants to tell really why he doesn't want to expand the family, but
maybe there's some wiggle room there. Yeah, but, I think there's some wiggle room there.
Understanding.
I think Courtney may need to go see Martell's counselor. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still see that he's very much affected when he reflects on, the other kids' dads being there when he was playing basketball. Teaching himself to tie a tie or change a tire.
All of that. Yes.
And all that. So I really think he needs to work through them issues, and maybe he feels like, he wants to be better than his dad, but maybe he wants to try to make sure he can get this under control with one before you go adding more. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got 2 boys, then you really don't have to split your time. But if you have a boy and a girl, they're going to be doing different things, at some point in time. And then, it's like now you got to pick and choose. And I'm sure he wants to be the best dad that he could possibly be. So
And then again, is this even the perfect time? You know, their canvas beauty is jumping and bumping, and they have major orders that they need to bring out. That's why Courtney wasn't at the last event wherever they was at, because there was a major order that had to be pushed out. So it's like, is she going to have the time? Like, if he's going to want to be a father too, so that's going to take both of their time. It's not that she can just go to work and he's not. He's part of the same business she is.
Exactly.
So it's like, you have to think about that as well. Like, y'all in a relationship, a marriage, and a partnership all together. So,
and not only that though, but here's the beautiful thing. If Stormy wanted to, she could put a daycare in the warehouse. It's her business. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of businesses out there that have daycares in the parking lot or inside the building.
Yeah, but when you got old bloggers who want to show up at your place of business and talk shit to be on a blog to get clicks and views and cuss you out and talk about your business and all of that stuff, you probably wouldn't want to. Hold on, let me read this. Monique King is in the building. What's up, Monique?
Yeah, BB, I get that. What I meant was,
and cut it off there, and that's a good idea. They could do that too.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
And I'm with Monique on the surrogate, BB. What I meant was wiggle room for if he works through these issues and understands that he can be a father to more than one child at a time. So, because Stormy doesn't like the only child thing, and then yes, they could do a surrogate. They could adopt. There's lots of options. I'm just saying there would be wiggle room for options once he works through these issues that has him questioning his ability to be a father is what I meant by the whole thing.
True. But we're gonna see more of that on next episode, because they're gonna dig into that. So I hope they come to an understanding and both of them are happy with the outcome.
Instead of just shutting the conversation down, it's like, let's work through the issues and then discuss the options instead of saying immediately no to the options.
Right. So the comeback group has gotten together and they have let in Stormy and Canvas Beauty Girl have a space as a vendor at their Black Expo. And so, child, this whole thing between Stormy and Marceau. So Stormy does take the offer. She was happy. You know, this is right up Stormy's alley. She loves doing this. Like, she was ecstatic to do it. Like, she was ready. You see how she took up the whole entire corner of that building, of that room. She was like, I am here. I'm here to do it. Like, let's do this. And then Marceau she in her element. She's getting it together, like everything. Boom, boom, boom. And here come Marceau. Come in. Like, he was just on fire, first of all, when he came through the door. He was already on one from the get-go.
Right.
And so at that point, she was just, even Tisha was like, what's wrong with you? And so then when he asked her about the whole money thing, she was like, even Tisha was like, I am not asking her that. Not today. No, sir. No. You're like, you can't. And then
well, when did they come up with this? When did they come up with the idea that everybody was gonna pay $100 for their booth?
Yeah, because we haven't heard nothing about that.
Now, did y'all tell the people that was filling out the forms overnight, like how all these people come in overnight? Okay, so was y'all telling them they needed to pay $100, and now you're applying that to Stormy, but you asked Stormy to come in and fill Mel's place, basically. So do she really need to pay the $100?
That's what I'm saying, because I know Mel wasn't about to come off no money. So what's really going on? How that work? I just need to understand that one. Stormy got there, picked that best stop, and made sure all her stuff was there. No fees will be paid. You did ask before, don't ask later. And that's what I'm saying. And how trashy and declassé to ask at that very moment. Like, really? Like even Tisha had enough sense to know that one. Like you should have took that from your wife. Like really, that was just not cool. And Stormy knew, and Stormy felt the same exact way. She was like, this ain't even what's up. It's so, but
She
then
said, nah,
still,
get somebody else to do it. Guess
exactly. But then still, Tisha, was it Marcel that called Tisha over there? Or was it Stormy? Because she came over there and I'm like, so you still put her in it. She said she ain't wasn't gonna say nothing or nothing. You still put her in it. And so she comes over and Stormy goes to Spain. Let me tell you what your husband did. And he trying to play it down right there. He knew he was wrong right away. And that was not cool. Like, Marcel, you was wrong for that, bruh. You should not. You should not, and you cannot. So, but I'm sure that'll be water on the bridge because Stormy is very forgiving, so that ain't gonna be a problem. But then I saw a video caption on YouTube. I didn't watch the video. I can't even remember who did the video, but the video was titled something like Stormy exposes Tisha Marceau. She's done being quiet. Something like that. I didn't get a chance to see what it was about. But I think it might have to do something with the next episode because I also remember like that was still talking about next episode. I'm not sure. But we shall see. Marcel was desperate for that 100 in gas lunch money. Maybe because that the cars he be driving, I know that gas is. I know he on premium. I know he on premium. Okay, let's switch it up to Detroit. Okay. So let's get some Detroit action going on. So, oh my goodness. First of all, this is this third episode of the season, very first season, and they really are bringing it, and it seems very much natural and very much real. Okay, so. And I just love it because me being a Michigander myself in Grand Rapids, and Detroit is only like 3 hours away. Which means I must make me a trip there. It's only fair. I'm really loving the storylines that they are bringing, and it's not just surface stuff right away too. Now, mind you, Mel did come in swinging also when she dropped bombs that Martell was having an affair on her, but that wasn't even supposed to be the case. That was never even supposed to get out. This is more authentic. I don't think I'm sure they all had their thing of, okay, we ain't gonna talk about this, that, or thing. However, Mr. Brandon and Christina, they did not. And we continue to see what is going on in their marriage. And it's just like what everyone is really talking about a lot during so far since this show has aired. This has shown airing. And so they also went live last night after the show. And I was in there. There's like maybe 20-25 minutes where I left and I came back at some point.
And they were still there.
They was there for they were alive for 2 hours. And it was supposed to have been her live, but he completely swaggerjacked and came on. So it became they live. And they were in their room right next to each other. But she was keeping it real and he was keeping it real, even though they was right next to each other. And it was dope. So I like them. And I just can't stop looking at their storyline. It's just nuts. So let's get into the fact that this whole entire dinner was chaotic. And it was embarrassing because it wasn't just the group from the show there. It was other people amongst there that were there. And they was looking like, what is going on?
They looked real confused.
Really? Corey, this show is very fraudulent to me. There is no way these couples discussing issues that should have been resolved months ago. I mean, so as far as Christina and Brandon, during their live, I had asked them if they had ever gone to counseling and all of this other things, and they actually talked more about this whole situation. They like gave details of certain things. Um, you know, Christina really isn't, and I really don't think that she is um insecure. When this first started, when he first started his company, this recording company, whatever, she helped him get it started. She helped him find the first girl group that he had. She had she was the lover and the secretary working every day of the week, honey. Like
Okay.
she was both. Like she supported him. And you hear him say, a lot of times, like, you didn't support me, this, that, and the third. But she did. When they first got the girl group and they were promoting, she was promoting with him. Like she would go to the club with him. But she didn't like the club. She's never liked the club. And she admitted it's not just Brandon. She's never liked any of her men to go to the club. It's just been her thing. She a woman who don't like her man at the club. And that's just her.
Right.
Period. It is what it is. I'm just that woman. And she totally holds to that. And it's not that she don't like the fact that he goes to the club, but he makes it seem like that's the only way he can promote and the only way that he can do what he got to do. When she's tried to help him and told him, find different ways to promote and do your thing. And so what we see on the show right now, though, is just her being insecure. So, Dina, how do you see it, this playing out from what you see just on the show? Because you didn't watch the live at all, did you, Dina? Dina left me. So I feel Christina is the pretty insecure girl who got with the man that she looked good with. She is his mother, not his wife. Her insecurities trigger me, and I just can't. See, I really don't think she's insecure. She just, I don't want my man going to no club either, honestly. And I feel like if I got a man, I'm not going to the club. Yeah, I can go with my girl to have a drink, but I can go anywhere to have a fucking drink with some alcohol.
Right.
I can definitely do it at home, cheaper, in the privacy, in whatever the hell I'm
Because
wear,
these
and not
club
worry about
drinks
the
is
holy t-shirt if I
expensive.
want to, and get fucked up, so it wouldn't matter. But I don't want my man in no club either, though. I wouldn't. She may say she is not insecure. The camera shows how she shows up. She tells a grown man what he cannot do. Also, I'm getting annoyed at them throwing the Bible when it's convenient. Oh, you. I mean, hey, to each their own with the Bible thing. Your God is your God, mine is mine. So I don't want to step on those toes, baby. But I do see what you're saying. Um, yeah. I mean, hey, what you gonna do with it? What you
No,
gonna?
but I feel what she's saying because it's like if we get the message, we get the message, but then sometimes it's overkill.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, and you have, Russell and Kobe already, who Russell is really a complete man of God. And so we already get that action from them. And then yes, but I mean, hey, who am I to say? I definitely don't do that, but I'm not a person that really, I don't read the Bible, I don't go to church. So I wouldn't be throwing God out like that anyway. Even though, I have my higher power who I pray to no matter what. But anywho, I just feel so after the whole party, they walked home. He didn't even come home.
But wait, she just happened to have flip flops with her.
Huh?
Because you see, like they was showing their feet walking, and then she was holding her shoes. So I'm just saying, you went to this nice ass place, and then you just knew you was finna be walking home, so you had flip flops in your Chanel purse.
Well, they I don't know if they walked because they walked home.
Right.
They
I mean,
walked
I don't
home.
know. I don't know. I'm just saying that was a little bit much for me because they had to live less than 2 blocks because we all know that you ain't walking around the streets of DC like that.
True, true. But he didn't go home. So the whole thing of do you even want to be married to me? Or like, why would you say that?
Well,
That is
because
something
she
you
said I could have any man I want. I'm
and why
not
would she
insecure.
say
Well,
that?
here's the. I mean, okay. I feel like we all
Christina?
all the bloggers and fans and people have said that this affair had to be more than emotional. Like if they didn't do, they was right up meet me at a hotel room and somebody got busted before they got to the hotel room. Because a lot of people are very secure in their marriage or whatever because there's been no, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you buy a brand new car, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever years down the road, you hear something and you like, oh, what's wrong with it? And everybody know that once one thing breaks down on the car, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and you might be time to get a new car. So I feel where Christina is like, okay, we took the car to the shop and fixed the problem, but you still want to go down that bumpy ass pothole filled road that sent the car to the shop in the first place. And why you want to keep going there when that's what had us needing some repairs? I feel like that's the best way to explain it. Like, why do you keep putting yourself in the positions before? Why are you not communicating with me? Why are you not whatever? Because when you're hiding things from me, now I think we're going back to that place. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing that same noise I heard before.
Hell yeah. And that I can understand where that is like maybe a form of insecurity, but that's also just
but
knowing.
She probably wasn't like that in the beginning.
She said she wasn't. She said
exactly.
She was not
and
like
I don't think that people take responsibility for how they make another person feel in a relationship, because men do it just as much as women do it, right? So I'm not discriminatory here when I say this. When you go however many years and you've been on your best behavior and you don't do nothing wrong, and then you have something like this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so now when you don't answer your phone, when you don't do this, and it's the same if you got somebody that habitually goes to jail. Like, he's supposed to be home at 7, it's 10. Do I start calling the jails and the hospitals? You know what I'm saying? He not answering his phone. Did the door get kicked in? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand, like, we get conditioned to what you're giving us. So, you know what I'm saying? If you answer your phone all the time, minus a couple times you in a meeting or whatever, or you text back, hey, I'm in a meeting. Oh, okay, cool. But if you answer your phone all the time, and then I call you at 7, I call you at 9, I call you at 11, and you don't answer, then you call me back at 1:30 talking about I'm just now leaving the studio. Oh, honey, we having a conversation.
There you go. And as well you should have several of the mugs.
You know what I'm saying?
So you can't. But see, I don't know, because he's gonna. I feel like he still don't get it. He still just don't get it.
No.
And I don't know what it's gonna take for him to get it. They've already been to counseling.
Well, see, and then men are creatures of habit. You know what I'm saying? So if that's where he needs to be, y'all need to, and you don't trust him, openly say, because of the situation in the past, when you hide things from me, I don't trust you. When you act a certain way, I don't trust you. So if you are going to go to the club, put a time expectation on when you expect to be home. Now, you know, don't be calling me at 1:30 talking about Bravo just got here because he was DJing another party and
But
whoop,
that's the
whatever.
thing. That's what her real problem is. And this is what she had said on the live. It's not the fact that he's going to the club and there's women there. It's that you go to the club, you drink, you a lightweight, and you wanna, and I'm telling you not to drink, and then you want to constantly blame Bravo for what you do. And you don't want to take accountability for yourself, and you always want to put it on Bravo. And that's what the point she was making on the live. It has nothing to do with the women. Yeah, they've had their issues with that, but they worked through that already. And that may be when he makes it seem like still to make him feel
And that
better a
could be
little bit. But
succumbing to
that's
peer
not the
pressure.
case. It's the fact
First
that
of
he can't
all,
hold his liquor and he want to lie about it
clearly he's
and
not
come home
disciplined.
and do whatever.
Clearly he's not disciplined because you couldn't keep your marriage inside your marriage and you can't go and not drink. Like I've been to plenty of events, and you know I love my tequila, my wine, and my vodka, and you know all that. But there are times where I go places and I know I have to do important business deals and talk to people, and you know, yeah, when I go to work functions and they serve alcohol, it's a 2 drink max. Now, if I want to drink a whole bottle at home, then okay, cool. But he's not disciplined enough to either A, not drink, or B, control his liquor. So that's another weak-minded problem. Weak-minded problems turn into a woman in your bed or a man in your wife's bed if you don't have the discipline to control yourself. And
But then I
clearly you don't.
remembered him saying, because I don't want to just, because I know I like to be the neutral body here. So I remember, on the live, Brandon was saying, he has tried other things. It's just that he said something about he tried to do, because someone made a joke and said that you need to just manage or produce a choir, like a church choir, and it was a dead ass funny joke, but he was dead ass serious, and he said he has before, like he has done the choir thing, like he has done that. He's like, and nobody has showed up, and he was like, but this is what works for him. This is what has got him ahead. This is like what he knows, and so I had asked him. I said, do you feel that maybe you are scared to do anything else because you won't succeed? Because it seems like Brandon has a problem where he doesn't want to fail also. And
Right.
so I kind of understand. You want to stick to what you know. If it's working, then it's working. But when you have this whole thing, you don't want me in the club simply because, I'm lying because Bravo is the one giving me drinks or telling me I need to drink, and that's really not the case. I feel like it has to be worked out at some point. They can't keep going through this, or it's gonna really mess up it's really gonna mess up their marriage. And so I feel that they just need to come to a common place, and hopefully next season it'll be a whole new different
Right.
storyline, and they'll be past this. But I just feel that she maybe just back off for a while and see how it works. Not be so on him all the time. You feel like you need to, but maybe just give him a little leeway. Let him fuck up himself and let him fuck up. Let him fuck up. Just let him fuck up and see what
Right.
happens.
Because
He
if
a
you give
husband. He ain't
somebody
going
enough
nowhere.
rope,
So
if you give them enough rope, they'll definitely hang themselves, and then you can move on and get divorced or whatever. But anybody knows that if you try to lock a man down, lock a woman down, a teenager or older or whatever, you try to lock them down, then um you will not succeed in the process, because
They're
then
gonna resent
every
you at
time
some
they get
point.
out the house, they trying to do anything and everything that they need to do while they out. So if you cheat, kind of lock them down, lock them down, lock them down, you just being strict, and now they get out the house, and boom, they want to do everything under the sun because they don't know when they go get out the house again. You creating a problem.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Man Bun had a sneaky link, just tell it all. Most men get emotionally attached after the sneaky link, especially after they have spent all their free time with that person. I mean, yeah, and that's the point. And I think that's where it's such a big, and I feel that's where the thing is though. The emotional part or the attachment part is a big deal, but men don't really see it like that, and men do. And so I think, you know, Christina sees the significance of what, even though it don't mean that much to him. What do it mean to that girl though?
Right.
I'm a woman, so I know, and that woman is a woman. It was emotionally attached, and when you emotionally attached, that's something bigger than physically
Right.
attached, and we all know that. Period.
Right. And
So
like I said before when we were discussing the scenarios, to have that much of an emotional attachment to a woman where you are bad mouthing your wife, that's worse than if you'd have just hit it one time and then she was riled up because, like, oh yeah, I smashed your man. But yeah, but what she saw in the messages is 50,000 times worse than he just hit it and quit it.
right. Also, she had a problem with the men talking to her friends shouldn't talk either. Seems like the type didn't get it. His childish behavior out of the system, and this show is going to have him an ego. You,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you never know. Because I do know. So let's move on because we are an hour in and we still haven't gotten to Kobe and Russell yet. So we're just gonna switch up to them real quick. So Kobe and Russell, the whole divinity school thing. So he has been going to divinity school for like 3 weeks
3
already,
weeks without saying
and
something to his wife.
she's just now finding out. But then she got to find out that her daddy knew. This is where it gets tricky and where it's wrong. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
Well, see,
And I think Russell knew what he was doing.
Russell told her the daddy knew, right? Then the daddy tried to play dumb. Oh, 3 weeks, he's going to divinity school. Then she was like, well, he told me he talked to you about it. Oh, okay. Well, see, I didn't
thought
know.
he told me in confidence.
I wasn't
You
trying
was
to.
about to lie to your daughter for your son-in-law. I could not
Well, we
believe it.
lying for God now.
Together.
We lying for God now.
That is crazy. I couldn't believe it. But she was sitting there I noticed something when she was sitting there telling her parents, I've seen how it went with y'all and what y'all went through or whatever. Did you catch how mom was looking? Like she was having flashbacks to everything, and she was not. She looked very unsettled for a little
Well,
bit.
she probably
I'm like,
was hoping
mama's
and
having
praying.
flashbacks, and she ain't feeling it.
And she was probably hoping and praying she didn't go into no examples, i.e.,
Yeah,
pastors got to go leave in all hours of the night when, people are in accidents or, in the hospital or, they pass on and they want to go give them their last rites or prayed over or whatever they call it. And so, a lot of times when that is your true calling and you're not up in the bullpit, looking for a $62 million jet, then you know what I'm saying, you take that time to give, to your community, and your family does suffer because yes, your calling is for the Lord, but you help all these people, and that's why you got to have a strong first lady to take care of home. So she was probably like, don't go too much deep into
it. For real.
Right. And not only that, y'all seen how the mama was refilling her plate. That food must have been good because her plate was gone. And
her plate was filled when she got that mug. Okay. Mama was eating. She was not here to play. She was
not. But the food did look good. That chicken was looking extra crispy.
Was lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
It was lovely. I'm like, where I need some of that. Like, who cooked? Because I need whatever y'all got. Where is the plate?
Chicken, waffles. I don't know what else
They
they had. Looked
yes.
like
Oh my god.
some
Oh, that looks so good.
plantains or something that
Oh my god.
was.
All of it looked good. Everything. Every single thing. But really all she wants Russell to do is communicate with her. But yet she said she ain't ready to be no first lady. So he
Well, all the couples, they should have called this communicate in your marriage, Detroit, because all of these couples need communication work.
yes, and if you want to move right along to Anthony and Dr. Latoya real quick so we can close
Right.
this out. They're going through their thing. She still cannot get over this whole him and this
See,
Atlanta thing.
and I
She
bet you
brings it up
something
all the
happened in
time.
Atlanta too. I bet any amount of money, even though he was working from DC Marble and going back and forth, he was up in pinups or Magic City, or you know what I'm saying. They wasn't having phone, extracurricular activities enough, or he wasn't getting it when he was going home. Something happened in Atlanta because I refuse to believe that you was in Atlanta going back and forth for 8 months and barely had a discussion with your wife about it where she said she was cool, but something happened to make her uncool. You wasn't answering your phone, emails, text. She thought you might have fell off the face of the earth or something. I don't know, but something happened in Atlanta, and I don't know exactly what it is. It could be just the lack of the communications. It could be the strip clubs. It could be some extracurricular. But something happened in Atlanta.
I don't know. I haven't
Allegedly.
thought
That's
about
just
that
my
like
own
that.
opinion.
Good.
But something happened where she said, if you don't bring your ass back to DC, skip Atlanta, this marriage is over. So he might have been out there wilding out, you know what I'm saying? And even if he didn't do anything, just the fact like, hey, let's go grab some beers after work with the little crew, and he didn't call to do the FaceTime with the kids or something multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or there was a couple of weekends in a row he said he wasn't coming home, that he was coming home, and then at the last minute there was work stuff and he didn't come home, and he was really at work though. But I'm just saying that can take a toll on the marriage too. So when I say
Yeah.
something, I'm not immediately going to the deep dirty sewer on something. I'm saying life, some things, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
where
Absolutely.
just, or he could have been so preoccupied with work 24/7 he wasn't checking in on her and the kids like he should have been. You know what I'm saying? So
And you see, and that's what she wanted. She was dealing with the kids in school with racism, and that was a lot on her plate. That is a lot to deal with, and she's not the type that can, be, knows what to say to them, and that some parents just don't have that, don't know what to say and something like that, because you're also so hurt by what your child is going through. It's like you can't have that. But Anthony is that type of man who is like that. So I understands where she felt like she needed him for that. And
well,
you do need to be
let's give
home
credit.
more.
Let's also give credit where credit is due. She is also a doctor, a real
Absolutely.
doctor.
A
Not
real doctor.
no, humanitarian honorary doctor. She's a
Yes.
real doctor where she
Yes.
has her own job. So
Yes.
now you getting up taking care
Like
of the
you're also
kids.
running
You
opulence wine.
Right. And you go and you taking care of your patients and doing your day-to-day work in your clinic or whatever it is that she does, right? Then you got to go pick the kids up from school and feed them and the extra activities. And I'm sure that there might be some help, but y'all have to understand how the DMV area is set up. You got Maryland, you got Virginia, and then you got DC in the middle. If they playing sports, depending on what school they play for, they could be playing in other, technically cities and states that's like within 30 minutes. And it's spread out. 45 minutes north is Baltimore, 30 minutes south, you in the Virginia side or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You go over here 15-20 minutes to the northeast, you in Maryland. So it's spread out. So to drive around to leave your job, drive around, then where is she having her me time to take care of herself or hang out with her girls or do whatever with all of this going on? That's why you have a partner. So it takes a lot off of your table. I saw that, Monique King. I was in trying to get my thought out, but yeah, a real doctor. So
we all know.
yeah, so I'm just saying that's a lot in 8 months. So you go from a 2-parent household where y'all splitting the duties, and then for 8 months you are the sole provider. He's not coming home or whatever when he says he is. He's not picking up when he said he's going to. He's immersed in the job, whatever. That's just one scenario. I would prefer to roll with he's a workaholic versus a whore, to be honest.
Yes, and that's what most women would prefer. That's where our head always.
I mean, I might complain. I might complain that he worked 24/7, but at least he ain't hoeing.
Right. Because I complain when he ain't hoeing, but I could be complaining a lot more if he was hoeing. So,
if you got to pick and choose your battles, I'm going to go with the workaholic every time.
Every single time. And that's on God. Okay? On God. Now, I can't remember what we see between them next episode, but I'm sure it will still be going on about this opulence wine. I cannot wait to get some of this opulence wine in my life. I'm gonna order some when when my money is more plush, because it's like $50 for a bottle, and I think there's 2 kinds, and I want to get both. So I'm gonna make sure I have it for the finale and reunion though. So that will be great. I have no idea when we are getting the mid-break for Huntsville. I don't know where it's coming, but we already back in the fall with part 2. So I don't know if it's stopping at all or is it just going to continue going. I don't know. I'm so confused. But we on episode 14 of this season. So I'm like, I don't know.
But Kim, I just want to touch on one little thing right quick. So I did see on Love and Marriage Huntsville, when you go into the next week, that Mel comes to the event. So how you going to come to the event to say that you had to check your calendar for because you ain't going to do this and you ain't going to do that because you got a performance the night before or the day before or whatever, but you showed up to be petty and talk about it?
Because it looks like Mel is about to finally show up for the first time this season, because this is the Mel that we're used to. So that's probably what's going on. But goddamn, where is this break? I need a break from them.
And when they go on break, I mean, I'm only coming back because of you so we can wrap this up because I'm tired. I am tired,
y'all. I'm guessing you won't be back for the next season.
I'm hoping they're done.
She said, I'm getting off this train.
Girl, this is a train wreck. You hear me? And they up in the front, like say it's like a 30-car train or whatever, and they way up in the front, cars 1, 2, and through 5 or whatever, and we way in the back by the caboose. And see, that way when the train hits, we gonna still be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we so far back. But honey, I'm ready to get off. I don't want to get whiplash or nothing.
She said, I ain't for this. This ain't for me. I don't think Carlos knows either. DC should have been back by now. And Detroit wasn't even supposed to start yet. So I don't know what.
I think they threw Detroit on because there's some issues with DC. And I say that
it was supposed to have been Detroit because of the issues from Huntsville, and to overlap it and do something to try to water it down, some effect of that. I don't know. All I know, and then supposedly a new he's supposed to be working on possibly New Orleans. Love and Marriage New Orleans. So I don't know what is happening.
I quit.
It's too much.
I quit. Too much. Look, I'm turning in my preseason notice because it ain't a 2 weeks notice. I'm turning in my preseason notice.
Tina said, I'm through, I'm out. I done took all of the torture.
I'm just saying, we got DC, Detroit, Huntsville, New Orleans. Why don't y'all just come to Wichita or Lawton too? If you said y'all just throwing cities out there.
For real, like he about to hit every goddamn city in the United States before he died.
And I ain't mad at him. Get your check, boo. Carlos.
Get your money up. Get your money up, Carlos. I ain't mad at you either. But so until next time, y'all, we'll be back. Yes, Dina will still be here next week.
Yes.
We're gonna have a great party for the last episode then to send you off.
Just make sure I'm eligible for rehire though.
Look, you put in your notice, right? You left on good terms. We'll have you back if you want to come back.
Look, see, Monique King, she got it right. Love and Marriage Lawton, you know what I'm saying?
Shoot, he gonna have them all. Well, shoot, just come to Grand Rapids. Love and Marriage, Grand Rapids.
They gonna have in 20 years when I retire, I'm be sitting on my thing watching Love and Marriage OKC, Love and Marriage Omaha, Love and Marriage Boise.
No, at that point he gonna go to counties. Out Love and Marriage Dayton County, Love and Marriage Orange County,
Love and Marriage Miami-Dade.
Love and Marriage King County. It's a mess. I mean, you never know what Carlos gonna think of. He's always thinking of something, and I ain't mad at him.
Yep, then he
goes. It's over an hour long. We kept y'all longer than we wanted to, and we sorry. But we will be back tomorrow with the 3 episodes of Sons of Anarchy. I feel so bad because we only have 1 episode left that we were in Belfast, and we were done. And we could, because the last 2 episodes, they're back in Charming.
Oh, well, I mean, girl, it's whatever you want to do. I'm just here.
Well, yep, we're going to get through all 3 of them in 1 hour tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, we will be back on Dina's channel for Bad Boys Texas. And we will be showing, we've got the trailers, extended trailers for Johnson's Cabaret New York. And Crazy in Love season 2, God help us. Wow. And we gonna roll with that. So we will
be going to therapy twice a week.
Yes, Lord. So we will see
once for me and once for them.
There you go. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, and we'll see y'all Tuesday. And y'all be good. Thanks for watching. We out there.